And we are good. Okay, now again, please listen. Solving inequalities is pretty easy. All right, there's a couple rules that we're going to mention first, and then we're going to go down and solve the problems. If you can solve equations, this is easy. Now again, I've told your parents, I write notes to you in your, on your quizzes and tests and say, you never ask me any questions. All right, I tell you all the time, I'm not a good babysitter. If you want to know something, put your hands up in the air, even if I'm grumpy. All right, your job, right, Oscar, is to ask despite what you think. All right, I know sometimes I'm loud. All right, I want to help you. That's my number one job, is to make sure you're getting the help you need. All right, but if you're just sitting there, I can't know how much you know or what you don't know. All right, so with today, all right, we're going to write a few rules. All right, writing a few rules. All right, and the best way to write the rules is to go ahead and just explain them as I go through questions 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, because graphing inequality is very simple. All right, so here we go. Let's take a look at number 1. And we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and 4 together, and then we're going to do the evens. All right, how would I graph x is greater than -3? All right, first and foremost, I need everybody to understand, I'm not expecting you to write out the whole number line. I always expect you to just write the answer and the opposite. So what's the opposite of -3?
X.
+3, thank you. All right, now, greater than. Is there a first number that's greater than -3? And the answer is what? No. -2 is greater than -3, but it's not the first number, right? The first number greater than -3 would be super duper close to -3, like right there. All right? Is there a first number greater than -3? No, because we could just do -2.99, and we could just keep adding 9s, and that would be greater. Does everybody understand what I'm saying? All right? So because there is no first number greater than -3, that requires an open circle on -3. So everybody puts an open circle on -3. Now it says they're greater than -3. Which direction is greater than -3? To the right. Now, again, I like the highlighter because I don't like scribbling. So if I say greater than -3, I just write this. And I draw an arrow, and I'm good. All right, sometimes in the past, I will do it like this, above and over, and make the arrow this way. I just don't like what? Coloring, where kids are doing this. All right, we don't need that. All right? So those are my suggestions for x is greater than -3. Notice, it's an open circle if it is less than or if it's greater than. It is a solid dot if you are less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. So those are the notes you should have down. All right, I don't understand why people have trouble with that, because less than or equal. Equal means including that point. So that's why it is a solid dot. What? I don't understand. I didn't hear you. All right, so let's take a look. What? For what? I'm trying, Alden. What? Say it again.
Why are there 2 arrows?
Are you talking about these right here?
No. Like, there's an arrow highlighter and an arrow.
Were you listening? This right here is one way to write the solution. This is another way. You get to choose. I don't care which way you want to do it. All right, I prefer, because we have iPads, the highlighter is nice because it's easy to see. All right? So now let's take a look at number 2. Number 2 says less than or equal to 4. So everybody go, mark a -4 and a +4. Less than or equal to is a what kind of dot? It is a closed dot. That is correct. It's closed. So I have a solid dot at 4 Less than is going in which direction? To the left. Yes.
I'm confused. Is it solid when it's going left? Or
Oh!
It's right here. Is the explanation. I just said write that down.
I did, but I don't think I do.
Equal to. That says less than or equal to. Greater than or equal to. If there's an equal to, it is a what kind of dot? Solid. If it's just greater than or it's just less than, it's open circle. That's what that note was for. All right, let's see if I'm making sense. Let's try number 3. That says x is less than 7. So I'll give you 10 seconds. Go, write it. 5 seconds. All right, that's what should be on your paper to start out with. You put the answer and the opposite. Solid or open?
Open.
Open. Which direction? Left. Anybody have any issues? Anybody have any issues? All right, so let's knock out number 4. Uh-oh. Is there an opposite of 0?
No.
No. So I could just come over here and say, okay, I'm just going to put 5. If you wanted to, could you put 3?
Yeah.
Could you put 10? Do I care? No, it's just to make sure your numbers are in the right spot. So because it's greater than or equal to, is it solid or is it open?
So,
Solid. Going in which direction, please?
right.
To the right. Alden, are you all good now? Oscar, you all good now? Okay. Anybody have any questions with the shading part of the graph? I just think that's kind of easy. All right, now the next step. All right, stop. I want everybody to stop what they're doing. I want everybody to put their pencils down. I don't want you writing anything. I don't want you doing anything, but I just want you to listen to me. Because there's one other rule with inequalities that people have trouble with, and that's this. All right? When you multiply or divide by negative, you must change the inequality sign. Now listen to what I just said. When you multiply or divide by negative, you must change the inequality sign. All right? Now, again, if you're like me, it's like I always just say, who's making up these rules? All right, and why is that a rule? Because that seems kind of dumb to me. All right, when you multiply or divide by a negative, you just change the sign. All right, so math a lot of times is based off of observation. So that's how they figured that out. So now I'm going to show you something, and you see if you understand what I'm looking at. Now remember, your eyes are up on the board, and then you won't have to worry about this anymore. All right? So here we go. I want you to tell me if this is true or false. 5 is greater than negative 8. Is that true? Yes. Now I'm going to add 2 to both sides. I'm just making this up. If I add 2, does everybody agree 7 is greater than negative 6? That's still a true statement. Now I'm going to subtract 3. 4 is greater than negative 9. Is that still a true statement? So I just added and subtracted. Did that create a problem?
No.
No, it's still a true statement. All right? Now I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. 8 is greater than negative 18. Is that still true?
Yeah.
That's not a problem. So far I did adding, I did subtracting, and then I did multiplying, and it was still a true statement, all incorrect? Come on, I can watch you daydreaming. Now, I'm going to, let's say, multiply by negative 2. If I multiply by negative 2, I get negative 16 is greater than 36. Is that true?
No.
Wow, that is not true. That is not true. So I multiplied by negative, and it created a false statement. So in order to make it a true statement, I have to do what? What do I have to do?
Switch
You
the
have to
sign.
change the inequality sign. So whenever you multiply by a negative, you must change the inequality sign, or it's a false statement. It's not true anymore. You can add, don't change. Subtract, doesn't bother it. Multiply by a positive, doesn't bother it. Multiply by a negative, you have to change the inequality sign. What?
What if, for example, it's negative 8 is greater than
Okay, so I'll do that. Negative 8 is greater than negative 18. If I multiply by negative 2, that's 16 is greater than 36. Is that true?
no.
No, it's not. All right? And the same thing applies with the negatives. So now, in your notes, here's what you have to write down. If you multiply or divide by a negative, you must change the inequality sign. If you multiply or divide by a negative, you must change the inequality sign. That's what we're doing. If you multiply or divide by a negative, you must change the inequality sign. All right, now if you are an expert at solving equations, this is what? An easy A for you. Easy A. If you're not good at solving equations, then this is the time where I can give you some additional help. All right, so now let's look carefully at number 6. All right, now we're going down the page. We're doing the evens. So first step for number 6 is to do what, Mr. Strickland?
Add 3.
Add 3 to both sides. Now, we are not doing plus 3 anymore. You might be, but we're not. All right, so that's just what?
1/4 x is greater than.
Yes, 2 plus 3 is 5. All right, don't feel free to use a calculator, okay? All right, that's why we have them. For those of you guys who are still struggling a little bit with 2 plus 3.
Got it.
All right, now what's the next step, Mr. Strickland?
Multiply by the reciprocal.
Multiply by the reciprocal, and the reciprocal is
4/1.
4. So we're multiplying both sides by 4. So x is greater than
20.
20. So x is greater than 20. That's it. That's how simple. Now I go down to the number line, and I say, okay, over here is negative 20. Over here is positive 20. If I'm greater than 20, is it open or closed? Open. Which direction am I going? I'm going to the right. Come on, guys. I just think that's pretty easy. Okay, we've got a good question here.
Why would you put a line and then greater than less than?
Do you know what that means? Greater than or equal to.
I know what that means. But why would you put a line in there?
I don't know what you mean.
Like, some of the problems with lines in it, and then you're supposed to make it a close circle.
You're asking me why do they do that? Like,
Yeah.
oh, there's lots of times where you want to be greater than a number. And there's some times where you want to be greater than or equal to that. You with me? All right, there's lots of word problems involved in this. Okay, we're going to get to them. Okay, number 8, what do we do? Tell me. Multiply by the reciprocal. And of course, the reciprocal is 4/3. So now I'm just putting 4/3 over here so I can see it.
I get it now.
Fine. No, I don't change the sign because I multiplied by a positive. I multiplied by a positive. All right, so what is 21 divided by 3? Times 4. Yes, so greater than or equal to negative 28. That's how simple. Greater than or equal to negative 28. So here we go. We're marking negative 28, 28, greater than or equal to solid or open? Solid. Going in which direction? To the right. Now, Again, someone showed me this a long time ago, which I never believed someone would have trouble with this because I know greater than is going to the right, less than is going to the left. But does everybody know if you ever forget that's greater than or equal to, that's the arrow. That's the point, that's the direction that you're supposed to be going. All right, but to me it wasn't necessary because I understand greater than, I'm getting bigger if I'm going to the right, smaller if I'm going to the left. All right, so let's continue. All right, so number 10. All right, number 10. What do I have to do first?
Add 2.
Add 2. And what's negative 2 plus 2?
0.
Wow. So now I have negative 5/8 v is less than 0. Now to solve a fraction again, what do we need? Multiply by the reciprocal. And the reciprocal then would be negative 8/5. But does that really matter if we're multiplying by 0?
No.
No, but what do I have to do to the sign?
Switching.
Change the sign. So I have v is what?
Greater than.
Greater than 0. V is greater than 0 because I'm multiplied by a negative. The inequality sign must change. The inequality sign must change. All right? So now if I'm greater than 0, does it matter what number I put? Greater than, what kind of dot?
Open.
Open or close?
Oh, wait, open.
Open. Which way am I shading? Right. Yes, good for you. Why did I what? Oh, you can choose whatever number you want. Choose 5. Good me? I don't care about that number. It's just to show you that the positive numbers are going this way, negatives are going the other way. Any issues? Any issues? Any issues? Miss Nelson, how are you doing back there? You sure? Are you good enough to do the next one? All righty, here we go. And again, I'm serious now about the calculators. I'm kind of giving some of you a hard time. But if you need a calculator, that's what I want you to use. All right? Feel free to use a calculator now. All right? I always want you using a calculator. All right? So, Miss Nelson, what do I have to do first? Yes, add 1.5. So now 2x is greater than what? Negative what? Beautiful. Now what do I do? Tell me what that is. Good job. All right. Now, let's go ahead. Negative 2.6, positive 2.6. What kind of dot? Solid or open? Cece, what is it? Open. Thank you. Which direction am I going? Yeah, that way. Yeah, that way. That would be the right way. All right. Good job. Yeah, I see some of you, I'm going to have to change or teach you how to go right and left. All right? To the right, to the left. All right, anybody have any questions with number 12? How you doing?
Good.
All right, let's knock out 14. Here we go. Okay, Miss Scamp, tell me what to do first on 14. Right, subtract x, so what does that become? Say it again. You with me? Now what? That's correct. Do I change the sign this time? Yes. Good job, kiddo. All right. Now remember, I don't know because you're not talking to me. All right? Alden, are you okay with that or not? Ryan, how am I doing? You with me on that? Jack, you okay?
Yep.
Mr. Pika, how are you doing?
Good.
All right, let's go. Anybody have any issues with that? Yes.
Why don't we get rid of
Why do I get rid of what?
that? Instead of 25?
Oh, because remember you isolate, put the variables together first.
Okay.
True? The variables have to go together. They got to collect first. All right, so here we go. Go to your number line. -5 and 5. Less than or equal to -5. Solid or open? Solid. Going in which direction? Left. Everybody happy with that? Oscar? Girls? You guys all right? Anybody have any questions? All right, number 16. What is a shortcut for number 16? What can I do first? I can distribute, but if you notice, 28 is divisible by 4, so I can divide by 4 first. So I want to make sure that's your option. All right, please, let's divide by 4 first. Now, you don't have to put this step in there. I'm just showing you that's what I did. And so now I have what? 2x minus 5 is less than or equal to? -7. Next step, what do?
Then you
Add 5. And when I add 5, I get
-2.
2x is less than or equal to -2. And finally, so x is less than or equal to -1. Thank you so much. So let's put -1 down. Let's put a 1 down. Less than or equal to, is it solid or open? Solid, going in which direction? Going to the left. All right, hopefully you guys feel like, wow, that's not too bad, right? Not too bad. All right, 18, let's go. Everybody distribute. Let's go. Give you 30 seconds. Chop, chop. Everybody distribute. And then once you distribute, I need you to move the variables to the left, move the numbers to the right. Let's go. Chop, chop. Bless you. Good so far. Bless you. Wow. All right, let's see how we're doing with the distributive property. So I have 12x plus 24 is greater than or equal to 3x minus 6. Anybody have any issues with that? Anybody have any issues with the distributive property? Subtracting 3x. Subtracting 24. What do I have? 9x greater than or equal to
-30.
-30. Is that correct? Anybody have any issues with that so far? Now we have to divide by 9, which creates a fraction. Anybody else get negative 10/3? Ryan, you okay with that? Is that, anybody else have any issue with that? Whoever? All right. Solid or open? Shading in which direction? Told you guys it's easy. Lily, how you doing? CC, you okay? Come on, because you never say anything to me. You good? All right, here we go. Let's try 20. Now, what do I have to do on 20?
Add them all.
Yeah, let's combine them, right? Combine terms. 4R minus 2R plus 8R. What is that?
10R.
Thank you, 10R. Continue on, Mr. Pico. What next?
Multiplied by the reciprocal of 10.
Good. So what is R?
R is less than 7. Minus 7 to be exact.
Say that again now, because you said both answers.
R is less than minus 7.
Yes. R is less than negative 7. Anybody have any issues? All right, Mr. Pica, is it solid or broken?
Open.
Yeah, solid or open, yes. Which direction?
Trending rightward.
Less than is which direction?
Oh, left.
Wow.
So then it goes left.
Left is less than. That is correct. How's that? Am I good?
Yep.
Anybody? CC, good? Come on, remember what I'm saying, guys. Should be an easy test if you're good at solving equations. All right, now I want everybody to take a look at number 22.
I like this type of questions. It's pretty interesting.
Somebody saying something? Homeschool peeps?
I was just saying I like these type of questions. They're pretty interesting.
Good. All right, let's take a look now at 22. I want everybody to take a quick look at 22, please. Does everybody agree I kind of like the numbers on the right side, the variables on the left, correct? So I want to show everybody something real quick. Does everybody agree 5 is greater than 1? If I rewrite it as 1 and 5, what's true about 1? 1 is less than 5. So if I just want to switch things, do I have to switch the sign also? Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and write this 5/8 parentheses x minus 1 greater than or equal to 35. I just like it like that better. Now, of course, to solve this, I need to, do I want to distribute or can I multiply by the, yes, let's multiply by the reciprocal. So again, the reciprocal is 8/5. 8/5. These guys now cancel. So I have x minus 1 is greater than or equal to. Now again, of course, I want you to say 35 divided by 5 is 7. 7 times 8 is 56. But if you're going, man, I never really fully grasped fractions. Now you can type it into your calculator if you want. I don't think you need to do that. And so if I typed it in my calculator, I come up with what? 56, for those of you guys who said 56. Thank you very much. And now our final step would be to what? Add 1. So now I know x is greater than or equal to 57. So now I take negative 57. I take 57. Open or solid? Solid at 57. Going in which direction? Going to the right. Any issues? Yes, sir. Holden, good for you.
How do you think x minus 1?
From this right here. Yes or no? Well, because I showed you if 5 is greater than 1, then 1 is less than 5. I just prefer the variable on the left. You with me on that? So I just switched everything over. And when I switched everything over, I just changed this inequality sign. You agree with me now? All right, so here we go. Uh-oh, go, Alden. I did move 5/8, but this is where I was saying you have to pay attention, Alden. There was a 5/8 over here, then I put 8/5 over here, and I was saying, what did I do to the 5/8 and the 8/5? They do what to each other? That's why I did that. All right, here we go. Number 24. For number 24, let's go ahead and distribute the 6. Now we should combine, right? The -4 and the -6 makes, right, so here we go. Uh-oh. That says equal to. All right, so that's okay. We'll just pretend it's equal to 2. So now 6x equals what? What? 6x equals 12. Final answer. X equals what? So if somebody says graph x equals 2, all right, we would again, I would say go ahead and do -2 and 2, and now it's just a what? Solid dot at 2, and that's your final answer. Even though I didn't mean for it to be equal to. That's how you would do it if it's equal to. All right, anybody have any question with 24? What?
Solid because it's equal to.
Solid because it's equal to. All right, here we go. 26, giving you lots of practice with fractions. So how do I get rid of the 3/5? Multiply by the reciprocal, which is? 5/3. What happens to the 3/5, Alden? Cancels out. So x plus 2 is greater than, what's 12 times 5/3? 20. No, because I didn't multiply or divide by a negative. You do not change the sign. Final answer. No.
No. X. Thingy.
No, not thingy. What?
X is greater than
You're
18.
not saying thingy. Yeah, what's the answer? It's thingy.
I mean,
What is
I
that?
got it right.
Thingy.
I know what it
X
looks
is
like.
greater than 18. So here we go. -18. 18. What type of dot on 18?
Open
Open. Heading in which
to
direction?
the right.
To the right. Anybody have any issues with that? All right, guys, I'm pretty happy. 2 more to go. Let's distribute. 2j plus 8 minus 3 is less than or equal to 7. Combined terms. 2j plus 5 less than or equal to 7. Subtracting 5. 2j is less than or equal to 2. Therefore, j is less than or equal to 1. Here's -1. Here's 1. What kind of dot on 1?
It is a solid one.
Solid going in which direction? To the left, people. Anybody have any issues with that? Easy, easy, easy. All right, let's knock out 30. All right, let's distribute. 3x and x makes
4x.
adding 18. Thank you. So x has to be what?
6. I said 6. I said 6.
X is less than or equal to 6. Solid or open?
Solid.
Going in which direction?
Right. Oh, I didn't.
You said both directions.
Left.
Left. All right, Strickland. Yeah, 1 for 50. That's better than last week. You're right.
Move last week.
0 for 50.
Oh,
All right. Now, homework. Go down and do the what? Odds. Do the odds. All right. Do the odds. All right. I don't think that's that bad. Solving equations. All right. Except this time they're inequalities. All right. Tomorrow we're going to do interval notation. All right. Same thing, but using interval notation. All right. You guys were awesome today. Thank you. Hopefully that made sense. Do the odds for homework, please. All right, homeschool peeps. Hopefully you were okay with that. All right. You all have a great day. Okay.
Let's
Okay,
try.
goodbye.
Take care, guys.